Hello guys, welcome back. This is episode 1 of Mastering Execution. Just wanted to cover how I was able to go ahead and capture $1,193, 73 cents with 3 trades on August the 27th. So we're just going to cover how we went ahead and made the decision to take the trades and when to get out. So as you can see, our best trade of the day was Netflix coming in at 1,078. Second was Nvidia, which was our first trade of the day at 123, and then we just took a small loss on J&J, primarily just because it was quitting time and I just wanted to finish the day. So I just took a loss, even though I did see it going lower, but no harm, no foul. I'll take it and leave. $1,100 is still a pretty nice, decent day. So as you can see here, we took our first trade at 9:37. When the market opened, just wanted to give it some time to settle in before we took our trade, just to make sure that it was going to play out or just give us a better opportunity. But when I saw that it was not going to go our way, 9:43, I say, you know what, let me just cut this before it reverses on me, because overall it has been going higher. So it has a higher chance of doing that after attempting to close the gap, as I'll show you here. Then we took our next trade at 9:51 shortly after with Netflix. Let that run for just about 7 minutes. Took our profits and called it a day on that one. 7 minutes later, approximately, took J&J. Let that run for just about 22 minutes. Did not have the push lower that I was looking for. So I was like, you know what, it's getting time. Let's just call it a day. All right, so on our first analysis of Nvidia for the day, what we were looking at was what it was doing on Friday, the Friday before, so on August the 24th. So you can see here, it was rallying. It rallied. It has been rallying for a couple of days. And now August the 24th, what do we have? No significant pattern as to why it will turn around. So there's really no reason to play this short except for the gap up that may try to close the gap and possibly come back down here to 270. Just because it's a nice round number, I figured, hey man, if this is going to come down, it may hit 270 before going higher. Not guaranteed, but it was worth the shot. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a shot. Let me take a swing at it after I saw what I saw. So here's what I was looking at. Pre-market, we had a beautiful pattern set here. A nice little doji that said, hey, you know what? This may not go higher. RSI was at the way over bought levels with a nice little negative divergence there. So I said, you know what? Let me take a crack at this. As the market opened, it tried to go higher and failed horribly. So at 9:37, right around here, I said, you know what, let me take this trade short. This is a 10-minute chart. It's got cut off here at the top, but it is a 10-minute chart. And ignore this date here. Obviously, this is from August 27th. It's just a day I'm recording to review these trades as I do my journal here. So I took the trade, but as you can see here, it closed. I was expecting it to close a little lower, but it did close right around this 50 period MA, and that's not really a good sign for this position. So I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I gave it a couple of minutes. This is a 940 candle here. It did go lower, but it failed to stay lower and continue lower. So when I saw it started coming back up, it was just time to close the position, so I took it. So upon further review, just also looking at the markets, the markets were all rallying. So 940 candle, 940, 940, they're all going higher. And I don't want to fight the market. The VIX is going lower. Again, I don't want to fight the market. The tick was one of the main reasons why I even took a put position to initiate instead of a call position to go higher. Because again, you know, not that all stocks are correlated exactly with the markets, but you know, if the market is going higher, it's best to go with the market. The market is going lower, it's best to go with the market. Find plays that kind of go along with the theme of the day, which is either rallying or selling off. So when the tick was high, I said, you know what, this may be a good opportunity because it's way at high levels, extreme levels, 1200. Obviously, it's going to come back down just like anything else. So I was expecting it to break through the zero barrier here by 940 since it came from so high, but it failed to do that. So it was just a sign and it was time to get out. So that's exactly what I did and called it a day on that Nvidia play. All right, Netflix was our next play. Netflix, we entered at 9:51. All right, I switched over to a 5-minute chart here. So 9:51, once it broke over this once I broke over this pivot line here, I used to purchase pivots personally. And it's similar to using a strategy where you box it in and you're like, you know what, if it breaks the pre-market low, pre-market high, I personally like to use the pivots. I do use the pre-market lows and highs sometimes, occasionally, but unless it's around the pivot. But once I broke this pivot, I said, you know what, let me take this trade and we're going to go higher. The only thing I was watching for was the RSI here was above the 80 mark. And so was on pretty much getting to those levels here in the 30-minute chart as well. And when it's doing that, I am a little bit more cautious just because it tells me that, hey, this is probably going to turn around on the next 30-minute candle, especially when it's on the 30s. It's probably going to turn around, and it did. So I didn't want to get caught in it, so I got out right here at around 9 on this candle at around 9:58. I got out of this trade, profiting my $1,000, and again, $1,000 is nothing to be ashamed of. So I took my profits and called it a day. That's it, you know. And then J&J was our last play of the day. Again, it broke below the pivot. It took me a little longer to see this one, but when I caught it, you know, I liked what it was forming here. It was going lower, lower. So I was able to take the trade here on this candle in the small pullback, and I took it down. But unfortunately, I got out on this candle, taking an $8 loss. No big deal. Still was up over $1,000 a day. And I just called it. This trade, you know, I had a little bit more room to run. Obviously, not much because it failed here. Upon seeing this pattern followed by this probably would have been my exit point here, just because it's not worth it anymore. Obviously, if I'm not getting continuation candles like this, it's just, and I see a nice little pattern like this followed by a bullish engulfing type of pattern like this, it's just time to call it a day. So that's exactly what I would have done had I held it a little bit longer, but I got out earlier than that because 10:30 was getting time for me, my quitting day for the day. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That was it. This is pretty much what I did this day to make $1,100. Quick, simple, easy day. I'll see you again next time on episode 2. Thanks for watching.